Yo, what's up, YouTube? How y'all doing today? It's your boy King J coming at you another commentary, bringing some Black Ops 6 gameplay. I don't know exactly what gameplay I'm gonna use in the background, but I'm gonna make sure it's a good one so you'll be entertained while you watch this video. But my name is Josh King J WHD. A lot of you found me and y'all probably started watching these videos from me, and they're called Flashback Stories. It's a series that I started, I don't even know when, but I have a whole lot of flashback stories and I put them in a playlist. And if you enjoy this new one, you should go back and watch the old ones. They all have thousands of views and they're real stories about my life. None of these stories are fake. I know a lot of people do YouTube videos and they keep coming out with all these stories and every video they have is a story. I guess maybe they have a very exciting life or they could just be making up some shit. But mine are real. So we're going to just flash back to last year, to when I went to jail. This happened on April 3rd, 2024 at 3:20 p.m. That's when I got locked up. I got released on April 10th, 2024 at 10:38 p.m. And you're probably wondering, why did I go to jail? I went there because I didn't have any car insurance. At the time, I had a lot of bills to pay. My rent was like $1,500, but I think it was $1,600 because my mom had a storage as well. And I had a car note that was $488 every month. I like that car too. I no longer have it anymore. I got in a car accident and wrecked it. I was working a whole lot of hours at this warehouse job, and it was 12 hours a day, and I don't even want to get into it, but I no longer have that whip. But this particular day, I was going to pick up my girlfriend from work, and I saw a police officer when I was going to go my way to pick her up. So instead of me keep driving the way to pick her up from work, I tried to go back home, and I just saw them blue lights. He was trying to pull me over. He must have ran a tag. He saw that I was not insured. But I thought I still had some time left. But I guess I didn't. And I was on my sister's car insurance too. And I should have had gotten my own car insurance because she was all the way in Texas, and I think I had to do some extra shit to even be on her insurance. Like, I had got my tag in Georgia and everything, but for me to be on her insurance, I should have had a Texas plate, I believe. So it looked like I probably didn't have no insurance at the time, but I think I still was insured. But he didn't go up, he didn't try to look into it and see about it and all that shit. He just wanted to tell me to get my shit out of my car, and he said it was going to be impounded, and he gave me a ticket. Now, where I was living at the time, I stayed there for a long time until my grandmother passed away, and even stayed there for a couple years after she was gone. But the rent got too high, and I was unable to pay for that anymore. So I was put on probation, and I was supposed to pay a big fine, and I moved somewhere else to a different part of Georgia. I was no longer living where I grew up at, where I was staying at, where everything occurred at. I I went to another part of Georgia that was a whole hour away, and I was promised by a family member that they wasn't going to charge me a whole lot of money, and that I would save a lot of money there, and that it would be all right for me to stay with them. But it didn't work out. I actually went homeless and everything because of trying to go live with that family member, and that shit really hurt me right there. But the whole jail thing, I wasn't reporting to the probation. They had to put me on probation, and I was just paying money on it instead of reporting there. And they gave me a court date, and when I went to court, that's when they had locked me up. So yeah, I remember seeing the judge, and they was asking me how many times has he reported to probation, and they was like, he hasn't reported any time to probation. And he was like, why haven't you been going to probation? And I was like, I moved away. I don't live over here in this part of town anymore. Like, I live a whole hour away now. And he was like, it doesn't matter. You have to still report. And they was like, lock him up. And they just put the cuffs on me, and they asked me to do a piss test or whatever. And they was just seeing what I had in my system or whatever like that. And I know that they found weed in my system, THC, and several other people, they got locked up with me. I had got their phone numbers, and I remember one of the dudes, he was telling me, man, we just gonna be up in here for like a week, and it's gonna be fine. And I had got all these niggas' numbers. One dude name was Alex, one guy name was Andre, the other guy name was Kassan, and one dude, his name was like KD. I remember when we got out, I drove like some of them in my car to the gas station. My car it was on a flat when I got out. I had to get some fix a flat or whatever, and for it to get back with air up in it and shit. But when you go to jail, it's really horrible. It's a place that you don't want to be. A lot of people sometimes act like that shit is fun or some shit, but no. A lot of the times that I was there, I was just like walking around in like this little room that they had. It was like this big open room, and I would just drink some water, walk around, and sometimes they had like a little spot for you to watch TV at, like where there's a whole bunch of chairs where you would sit and eat your food at too. And I remember seeing Karate Kid on and shit like that. Uh, I seen one person that I went to high school with, and I seen another person that told me that they knew me from one of my friends that I was cool with, that that I used to hang out at his house all the time. He was like, yeah, you don't remember me from Justin's house and all this shit? He said, I remember you used to have this girl that you used to date. She was a real bad looking bitch, man. What happened to her and shit? But when you're in jail too, man, like sometimes the person that the person that you have in the room with you is annoying. This guy that was my cellmate when I was locked up, it was an older dude, and he tried to act like he was young. He tried to act like he was probably in his 20s or some shit, but I know he was probably 45 or 50 years old, and he was just tatted up. And I don't know Like this dude acted like he had a problem with me, and I didn't get along with him. Like I talked to somebody else that was at the jail with me, and it was a younger dude, and he was probably just like 20 years old. He told me that he was up in there for robbing somebody's house, and they caught him on the ring camera. And he said, "Yeah, man, I had that guy as a cellmate too, and he was always bitching and he was always complaining." And when I was in jail this time, when this happened, this is the only time I did go to jail. But people have to put like money on your books for you to have deodorant and shit like that. So this guy, he complained about me being musty. Um, the guy that was my cellmate. He was like, "Oh, nigga, you stink," or something like that. And he had somebody that he was friends with that was in the other cell by him. He was like, "Yeah, man, you got some deodorant or something for him?" And he had gave me one of his deodorants, and he was like, "Here, bro, here's some deodorant, man." He was talking shit about you. But yeah, when you go to jail, you got to go take a mug shot. You got to sit up in this waiting room before you go to a cell, and before you even once you're done like doing your mug shot and shit, um they actually kind of pissed me off when they was doing this. uh they was trying to put my hair up in these rubber bands and shit like that, and he was saying that your hair was long, and uh making me do some extra shit when I was trying to take a picture. Like he was trying to make it seem like my hair was real long, and it needed to be tied up with the rubber band and shit, because I grew my hair out, and I stopped cutting it. um I've been having it grown out probably since 2021 now. I don't keep my hair cut low anymore. I keep hair on my head. I used to have braids for a long time, and now I have dreads. My hair has dreaded up. So after I took that mug shot, you had to go take a shower. But before you took a shower, you have to bend over and you have to breathe and all that shit. And the officer has to make sure you didn't try to bring any drugs or something inside the jail. And then you take you a shower, and you got to put on a jail uniform, and you got to put on like some jail shoes, Crocs. So you got on some jail Crocs, and before you even go to your jail cell, you got shackles on both of your feet, and you're handcuffed, and you're walking with the people you got locked up with, and maybe some more people that got locked up at the same time as you. The food in jail is not great. Actually, some shit might taste okay. Like the chicken, I remember some chicken not tasting that bad. Um, I did not like the milk or whatever. They would try to give you chocolate milk and regular milk all the time. I would always ask to trade if I got milk. Let me give you milk for juice. They had Fruit Loops and shit like that. I remember, snacking on those and shit. But everybody, if you got anything going on, try to stay out of jail. It is not It is not some place that you want to go. After I had that little disagreement with my cellmate too, I asked one of the correctional officers, could I get a different cellmate? I was like, I don't really like this guy, because it was sometimes I had to go to the bathroom and this man didn't want to let me use the bathroom. He was talking about, oh, you can go to the bathroom out there, but there's a bathroom up inside here. Like, that shit's like real uncomfortable, because like if you got to take a shit and that person's up in there and they're sleeping or something, you need to take your bed, or you need to take your cover, and you need to cover up what you're doing so that person can't see you. Or if they're gone out the room, you need to put your mat over the door to let them know, okay, you going to take you a shit real quick or something. So jail is very uncomfortable. It's not a place you want to go. So I don't know why some people always brag about getting out of jail or getting out of prison and how long they've been there and how many years they did and shit. If y'all can relate to each other and y'all have done that before and you made it through and you became a better person in life for going through that experience, that's good. But I could not be one of those persons. I could not be one of them people that keeps going in and out of jail. But when I got a new cellmate and I left out of that room with him, it was a little bit better. That guy, he wanted to fight me, because I had talked to one of my friends on the phone, and I was just like, man, I don't like this guy that's my cellmate. Like, he's acting like a bitch. He complained about everything. He always got something to say. And yeah, he wasn't even trying to let me use the restroom up in there and shit when it's for both of us. Yeah, and I think somebody overheard or snitched. And when I was about to go back to the room, he was like, yeah, here your shit, man. You could go or whatever. And like, he said, what, you want to fight me, man? You want to hook or something like that? And I was just like, bro, I'm about to get out of here. I'm only in here for a week. I don't want to fight you. I want to do my time and get the fuck on out of here. You I don't know how long you've been in here, but you comfortable being here. I'm not trying to fight you and be here any longer. So when I got me a new cellmate, his name was G. That was his street name. He didn't tell me what his real name was. He told me he was like from Florida, and he said he was a Crip, and he'd been in a whole lot of fights, and he went through a whole lot of shit in his lifetime. He had like 6 kids and shit, and he was only 1 year younger than me. I was like 29 at the time. He was like 28. And G would like to gamble. I seen him have like a whole lot of commissary. He had honey buns and a whole lot of ramen noodles and stuff. He was religious too. He said he loved God and stuff like that, and he wanted to stop doing the gang shit that he said he was doing. He said because he was beating people up and shit like that, and he said some people from another gang had retaliated and he had got shot and stuff. So he was just saying he didn't want to do that same stuff when he got out of jail. And he was telling me, he was like, yeah, if you be doing some shit you ain't supposed to do, some illegal shit too, bro, like, you know, you should just straighten up. Don't do none of that shit no more and stuff like that. I was like, you ain't gonna smoke or nothing like that no more. He said, I've been in here so long and I ain't smoked no blunt or nothing like that. So when I get out, I'm probably not gonna smoke no weed or nothing like that no more neither. He was like, life is more to life to that shit. That's what he was telling me. He was like, all this stuff that they have, it's a way for you to go to jail, like if you doing the wrong thing. But yeah, he was big on reading books and stuff. He had let me see a book. I was reading some book he had gave me. When I was in jail too, like I said, I was drinking water a lot. I was actually sleeping a lot. I was praying to God to get out of jail too. Even though I was already going to get out in that week, I was praying and talking to God more, because I was just like, how did I end up here? Like, I know I'm not the best person in the world, but I don't deserve to be up here right now. But it just shows you that you can't really fuck up in this world. If you make too many mistakes and you don't take care of your responsibilities, people can have control over you. The government can have control over you. You can get put up in a system. And I'm glad, I only had to do that 1 week. But, the ticket that they gave me was really expensive. And when I finally got another court date and I got to see a judge again, they made my ticket amount go down tremendously. They made it go down very good because of me doing time served. So I guess maybe each of those days counted as like some money towards what I owed. So they was just like, can you pay $120? And I was like, I think I got that on my Cash App. Yeah, I can pay $120. And he was like, all right, then you just got to pay that and you won't be on no probation and you good. And when I got out, that's what I did. I paid that $120. And since then, I have not been back to no jail. So everybody, if you got some ticket or whatever, make sure you pay that shit. If you got probation, go report to it. I wasn't reporting because I like to smoke, and I know that they probably would lock me up anyway. Like I wasn't trying to stop smoking. And I know that sounds kind of bad, but I didn't want people to be in control of me. But when they put you in jail, they have even more control of you than probation. I know some people have probation suite where they don't have to report and they could just talk to the people on the computer, but they wanted me to report to them and shit and pay them some money like every week.
And sometimes you gotta be the bigger person. You gotta be the bigger man. That cellmate that I had when he was making me mad and shit like that, I had to let that shit go because, like I said, I didn't want to be in there any longer. And if you just fight that nigga, it's just gonna make you be in jail longer than what you were supposed to be in. But yeah, I had a vision of me just going, pink, 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 pink. I had a vision of me knocking that nigga the fuck out. But I'm just like, nah, it's not worth it. Let me just finish this time that I gotta do. And let me go home. And I try to always smell good and take care of my hygiene. But when you do go to jail, you gotta have people to put money on your books. I wasn't calling people to tell them, hey, can you give me some money so I can get deodorant? Can you give me some money so I don't have to eat these meals and I can have me some ramen noodles or some honey buns like all these other people in jail? I just did my time and I ate what they gave me there. One time they did have like some sausage with some eggs and some grits, and that shit was actually straight. But nobody wants to sit up in jail for a long time. You know, just do what you got to do to get up on out of there, and don't try to go back at all. But I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. Make sure you leave it a like. Make sure you leave it a comment. Let me know how it was if you went to jail. I know the video was long, but a lot of you always told me, can you make the videos longer? I don't like that it ends so fast. So yeah, I tried to make it a little bit longer for you. You could just sit here, smoke to this. You could eat you some food to this. Put it on your watch later. Share it to your friends. And, appreciate all the videos that I did. And you can go back to the old ones, the flashback stories that I made previously, and you can watch those as well. But I'm still around. I still make content. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, like, comment, share, subscribe if you're new. And I love every single one of y'all. I'm not no fake bougie YouTuber. If you get in the comment section, I will respond back to you. It's your boy King J. And as always, deuces. I'm signing out. King J is offline.